This is Gould Island in my home state of Rhode Island, and it's abandoned. It's best known in the history books as being a torpedo testing facility during World War II, but I'm not going to talk about that today. I recently visited this island as part of my Abandoned from Above series here on YouTube, where I visit interesting, historic, abandoned places and dive into their history to show you why they deserve our respect and attention. I love making these videos, so I hope you're all enjoying watching them. Back to Gould. This island is forbidden to visit. Yeah, that sign is real. So today, I want to talk about how I filmed it.
Hey everyone, welcome to this rocky beach in Jamestown, Rhode Island. It's a beautiful mid-October fall day here in New England, and I'll be launching this drone about a mile over open water to reach that island back there. Also, let the record show that for any government official watching, I am on this side of the water and not on the island itself, and you will not find any footage of me on the actual island. This is all drone footage, and I have never been on that island right there. If you didn't know, it's a little bit off limits. The southern half of the island is a nature preserve, and the northern half of the island is owned and operated by the US Navy. So consequences of visiting there and getting caught are pretty severe, and I didn't want to risk it. So instead, I will be launching my drone from this beach right here.
So what drone is that? I'm currently flying a DJI Mini 3 Pro, which I love for a lot of reasons, including a 6-mile range, obstacle sensors so I don't crash into anything, vertical filming for social media, and an insanely good image sensor. But the big reason I got this drone is this beauty right here, the Intelligent Flight Battery Plus, giving me about 47 minutes of flight time under ideal conditions. And I need all of this. Let me show you why. We're in Google Earth now over America the Beautiful, and zooming in on Rhode Island now, heading towards Narragansett Bay. Here's Jamestown, where I'm sitting on a rock, and a mile away across the water is Gould Island. Flying the drone at an average of 20 miles an hour takes about 3 minutes of straight flying just to reach the closest point of the island. Then once I'm on the island, I need to get as many shots as possible in about 20 minutes per visit. Recording, positioning, wind, and flight speed all affect battery, and I want to make sure I get back with some juice to spare.
This is probably one of the sketchiest shoots I've done with the drone in terms of losing the drone. So there are a lot of things that can happen between here and there, and then once I get onto the island. So I want to take you through the process of me launching the drone, getting over there, and making sure that I can capture as many beautiful shots as possible. So I'm going to go ahead, launch the drone, and then kind of walk you through what's happening as I fly it there, as I capture everything, and then once I get it back here. Today, it's a gorgeous day, full sunshine, no wind, clear skies, and that's exactly what I need to get over there. Now, normally I like to shoot at sunset for golden hour to get really nice lighting, but because it takes a long time just to get the drone over there and capture the shots, I don't have the luxury of working within, a 20-minute window to get that perfect lighting. So instead, I'm going midday.
All right, we're off to the island, and what you're looking at is what I see on the drone controller as I'm flying. There are a bunch of things to monitor and adjust here. The biggest ones for this shoot being the battery indicator here and the GPS connection here. Something else to note is the distance from where I'm standing, which is right here, to give you an idea of how far I have to fly. But how do I know what to shoot if it's a mile away? Part of my planning for a new video involves a ton of research, which translates into a list of shots that I need to get. I spent hours mapping out and cross-referencing where every single building on the island was to be as efficient as possible while the drone was over there. For example, I built this graphic before I even shot the video to make sure I highlighted certain areas as part of the historic progression of the island. Back to the flight. The battery is my biggest concern for this shoot. Once it gets to a certain level, the drone will force land whatever it's above, and either way, if it's the island or the water, it's gone. So I really have to make it back every time I fly out. My first trip was all about the wide shots. I'd get the risky close-up shots on the last trip to reduce the risk of losing the drone immediately. Now that I'm on the island, I start on the northern side and run through my shot list. The wide establishing shot was one of the most important ones, so I got that first. And I'm going to show you the final shots just to really highlight the quality difference. And then capturing the incinerator building was next, and also sick since it's one of the few buildings I could see from where I was sitting a mile away. See, there's me, and that little smudge is the building I'm flying at. After that, just had to grab a few more establishing shots, then have it head back to me, which you think would be the easy part.
I basically just stand here on the shore and wait and hope it doesn't, for some reason, stall out, lose the connection, and force land into the water. Okay, I had to stop the recording there because the drone just stopped in midair about, I don't know, a third of a mile out, just hovering over the water about 100 meters. So I got it back and it says low battery, recharge promptly. I got it back with probably less than 2 minutes until it just landed in the water. So I'm gonna swap the other battery in, fly it back out to the island, and get the rest of the shots.
My second trip was the risky one, where I'd be dropping the drone in. The first stop was the crane jib on the collapsing pier. It was wide open in this area, so I wasn't too worried, but still had the downward sensors going off. Next up was the no trespassing sign, and again, had the sensors going off to let me know if I was getting too close. But I knew that I had to get this shot as part of the narrative. The next stop was the foundation of the torpedo overhaul shop. And once again, you can see the downward sensors going off on my screen, but that was a risk I thought was worth it. You know, worst case, I hit some weeds coming up if I get too low. Fortunately, the rest of the flight went fine. Sorry guys, no drama this time. In total, I flew for about an hour and a half between 3 batteries, got 47 videos, 38 photos, and an increased heart rate the entire time. Very much worth it. If you haven't seen the full video where I used these shots and many more, you can watch it on my channel right now and learn about the whole history of the island and why it's abandoned today.
I just packed up all my gear, so I'm walking away, and it was probably one of the most beautiful shoots. I mean, all stress aside from the fear of losing my drone, it was just a gorgeous day to do this. I'm so happy I came out here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all.
To learn about the full history of Gould Island and other abandoned places like this, check out my Abandoned from Above series on YouTube right now. Thank you very much for watching.